When I lived in the dorms at ASU, there was this guy across the hall named EJ. He was like, "You can call me Ej." And I was like, "I most certainly will never do that." He was kind of a tryhard, but he was a nice enough guy in an uncertain time like the dorms. Like, I get the nervousness. But anyway, a couple months in, his buddy from home comes to visit. And he introduces himself and he's like, "I'm Evan's friend." And I go, "Who is Evan?" And he looks at me like I'm nuts. He's like, "The guy across the hall." And I go, "Oh, EJ?" And he looks so disappointed. He goes, "Evan gave himself a nickname, didn't he? I told him not to give himself a damn nickname." No judgment for me, but that's an objectively corny move, Ej. And I thought about that today when I was listening to Drake's ICEMAN. We're going to talk about negativity bias, and I don't want to lift my arm too high because I ran a 10K to this album while I listened to it for the first time, and I will never listen to it again. Follow me here because we're going to talk about being mid, and I need to get to it. So negativity bias is a person's psychological tendency to be more strongly impacted by a negative affect than a positive affect. You tend to remember the bad stuff more than the relatively same degree of something good. However, below both of those is going to be something that is average, something that is of okay quality and then makes it forgettable. And that's where an album like Iceman if we say that we hate something, that something is bad, that implies negative value, but negative value has magnitude. There's a point of discussion there about the sort of impact that this thing has had and the consequences of it. But if we say that something is mid, that means it has no value, and our apathy leads to something becoming forgotten and not part of a conversation at all. Of course, it's charting all over digital streaming services. It's Drake, it should be, and there's 3 full albums of music for people to go through and judge. But let's check back in 3 to 4 weeks and see what the public discourse is if we're remembering Iceman positively, negatively, or at all. Have a good day.